Bougie gang! Happy Friday, guys. What's going on? Look what, y'all, look, Fulton County. Okay, Fulton County. Thank you, Farrah. Thank you, baby. I needed that. Gosh, my feet are so cold. Lambo, bye. Lambo, bye. Okay. Farrah, my mic is open, baby. Just a second, guys. Okay, y'all, out of here, please. Close the door. Y'all. Okay, my bad, y'all. I'm just a mom in my home studio, okay? So that's I just got attacked. The dog tried to steal my slipper and Farrah wanted to come tell me something real quick. Okay, guys. I had to download 20, it's y'all, 50 pages. I haven't even scrolled through this, okay? I'm scrolling now. I don't even this is like a Diddy filing. You know, the lawyer Agnifilo. Agnifilo files stuff like this. This is crazy. Okay. Um, but we're gonna go ahead and get into it. Okay. So give me just a second. I've got it pulled up. I missed you guys today, but you know, things happen for a reason. Sis had to get her rest because what I didn't know was that this document would be dropping. So look at Friday document drops, okay? Hold on a second. Friday. And if you have not had a chance, first of all, if you're not subscribed to this channel, what you waiting for? Okay. What are you waiting for? That's number one. Number two, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. You're gonna like it here. Welcome to everyone here on YouTube and Facebook. Happy Friday. And looks like we have 5 new members. Thank you to whoever gifted some members or the folks who joined. I will get to that in just a second. Oh, we had a friend gift some friends. Look at that. Look at love to shop. Okay, sis. Oh, was okay. Dennis was. I'm assuming Dennis maybe was live. I'm not sure. Okay, y'all. We were over there watching ASAP Rocky. ASAP Rocky. Sergeant Zizzo had just taken the stand, and it was time to go. It was like, okay. I had just pulled it up maybe like 10 minutes before, and I was like, I'll look at it in a minute, and then you guys started texting me, you know, reaching out to me, and I just said, you know, let me handle this business because I know you guys want to know. Okay. Thank you to Eve has many faces. Thank you, hun, for dropping 5 memberships. Whoever got a membership, can you drop some bingos in the chat? Nesto's cologne flavored bread, VIP lady. Where's the other folks that got memberships? I can't even see them, guys. If you got, drop some bingos so I know. Ducky Dexter, Tell the Truth, DMV Scorpion, you guys got memberships? Well, thank Eve has many faces. I appreciate you, Eve. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for all of these member drops. You guys are awesome. Happy Friday. I've been waiting for this. Thank you, RTB. Thank you. Thank you to Love to Shop. Thank you, Eve. Thank you to old Handy Girl. Okay. Handy Girl. You are my world. Oh, thank you for tipping, sis. I appreciate you. Mom's the boss, period. Okay. And attitude and Tylenol. I'm dropping all of you guys. Let's see. StreamYard, you better start StreamYarding. You better StreamYard. Okay. Bougie gang, that's for you. Sis had to take a power nap today. I'm not even playing with y'all. I'm not even gonna hold y'all and pretend like I did not take a serious power nap today, and it was so good. Okay, it was so good and so needed. And little did I know that this was going to be popping off. So here you go. Okay. All right, guys. I just went and got 2 bottles of water and 2 packs of Crystal Light. Damn it, I need a straw. Okay, because it sounds like I'm going to be doing a lot of reading unless there's lots of pictures. Can we hope for some pictures? Can we hope for some can we also, guys, can you hit the like button because Roberto says he can barely get home from work. And somebody is already going live and talking on the TT. He doesn't like it. He said, y'all do too much. Y'all are out here trying to do too much of y'all's jobs. And that's, meanwhile, his client has a whole social media campaign. So he's going to be mad that I'm doing my job. Sir, you need to drive faster. You need to catch a Lyft or an Uber or something. Maybe you drive slow. I don't know, but your distance from home to the house, from the office to the house, to looking at these papers, and also just consider it a whole read along. We're helping, okay? You've had a long day at the public defender's office, and I'm going to help you right now because I'm going to let you know what DA Will Wooten said he is not going to do. Okay, okie dokie. Okay, okie dokie. Okay. I'm gonna tell you what Will Wooten said he is not going to do. I have not read this yet, so this is gonna be a surprise. No pictures. My God, y'all, this is a whole girl. Let me make my crystal light real quick. Hold on. Y'all, I'm gonna be putting y'all to bed on this. 25 wait, I keep saying 25 pages because the document cost $25. It was 50 pages. Will knew what he was doing. Y'all, this came into my inbox at 6:00. Will said, I'm just going to put this right here. Will said, I'm going to just put this right here. Hey, Will. Hey, Fulton County District Attorney's Office. Bougie gang, 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 gang. Okay. Fulton County handling business on a Friday at 6:00. Roberto, are you home yet? Roberto, get you a nice Modelo and take that tight suit jacket off because Will Wooten wants you to know a couple of things. And we getting ready to, don't worry about it. I got it for you. I'm going to read it to you. Okay, sir? You just kick off your shoes and relax your feet. Party on down. Okay. Look at this, guys. Look at the timestamp on here. 5:00. Okay. I got my alert at 6:00. It was posted at 5:02. What you gonna do? Okay. You think Roberto was getting ready to take his little girlfriend out or something? You got $5 on the document. Aren't you sweet? Thank you. Thank you, y'all. And one down on my goal. Thank you, y'all. Y'all take care of me so good. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, look at Shirley's like, and what about it? And so what, that car was in my name. That doesn't mean anything. The vehicle was registered in my name because that's what my husband said that we needed to do. Okay? My husband said that's how we needed to have the car registered, so that's what we did. Okay? Let me get this just right. That's not big enough. Okay. I was hoping it could stay right there in the middle, but that's good enough. Okay. Okay, guys, let me get into here. Let's get into it. I got my glasses on, everything. Okay. Thank you, y'all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Here we go. All right. Comes now the state of Georgia buying through the undersigned counsel and moves this honorable court to dismiss the defendant's motion to suppress vehicle search. If you're wondering, if you're new here and you're wondering about the motion to suppress the vehicle search, we have done numerous videos on it. Every document has its own video. I'll drop all the videos, but everything is in the EARNEST playlist. But specifically, this particular document and the videos subsequently revolving on this topic, the motion to suppress the evidence and the state's response and back and forth, all of that has separate videos. I'll drop them on the community wall. So if you just want to follow that progression, you're new here, or you hadn't really been following the motions, we got you. Okay. The defendant filed, okay. The honorable court to dismiss the defendant's motion to suppress the vehicle search on the grounds that the defendant lacks standing to challenge the search in question. Okay, that's basically it right there. The undersigned counsel. So comes now the state of Georgia buying through the undersigned counsel, that's Will Wooten, and moves this honorable court, which is Judge Dunaway, to dismiss the defendant, Ernest Williams' motion to suppress the vehicle search. Nesto is obsessed with this vehicle search because that silly chick, Sonia, kept telling him that that was a great thing to challenge and that would help his case. I see you guys are dropping supers, and I'll take a break and take a look at all of them in a little bit. Okay. The defendant, so that's all on Sonia, but it's also Nesto too. Anyway, so they feel that the vehicle search was a violation of his rights, and because he had a body warrant that they weren't supposed to do it, and that the detective was basically following a hunch and didn't necessarily have legal grounds to search the vehicle. So let's hear what's going on here. The defendant filed his motion to suppress on September 30th, 2024, and the state filed the response October 25th, 2024. A partial hearing was held December 18th, and the court heard testimony from Roswell Police Department Detective Natalie Fields and argument from counsel related to whether the seizure of the Ford F-150 vehicle was lawful under the Fourth Amendment. At the conclusion of the testimony and argument, the court directed the parties to file supplemental briefings related to what, if any, the state's evidence related to whether the seizure of the Ford F-350 was lawful under the Fourth Amendment. At the conclusion of the testimony and argument, the court directed the parties to file supplemental briefings related to what, if any, the state's evidence would constitute fruit of the poisonous tree. If the court ultimately ruled that the seizure of the Ford F-350 was unlawful, the state requested that the court also allow it to file supplemental briefing on the issue of whether the seizure of the Ford F-350 vehicle and then there's a footnote. So right here where the footnote is, and it says was unlawful. In addition to this motion, the state intends to file a particularized response to the defendant's supplemental briefing to suppress the vehicle search and all directive evidence on or before February 3rd, 2025, as directed by the court. So the document that you guys have been asking about that Roberto filed hidden and secret, guess what? Will wants us to know, and the court, primarily the court, but us too, because he filed it at 5:00 on a Friday so we could have a freaking field day with this. He said, in addition, Bougie Gang, I want you to know that the state intends to file a particularized response. So on top of these 50 pages, guess what? I'm coming with more. to the defendant's supplemental briefing that they filed in secret. Okay. And all derivative evidence on or before February 3rd, 2025, as directed by the court. So we should be seeing some more TT dropping because Sir said, I'm filing on that ass. I am. And it's going to be particularized. Okay. Okay. Let me scooch up a bit. Oh, okay. Is this it? Girl, it went a full whole page. I went page down and it went kablooey. Okay. Okay. Okay, so last sentence. The state's request that the court also allow it to file a supplemental briefing on the issue of whether the seizure of the Ford F-350 vehicle was lawful, in addition to the supplemental briefing on the fruit of the poisonous tree issue, and the court permitted the state to do so. Accordingly, the state now files this motion to dismiss the defendant's motion to suppress the vehicle search for lack of standing. Okay. Glorious Love, I see you, boo boo. Thank you, hun. Thank you for renewing and refreshing. Thank you, baby. Okay, introduction. Here we go. You guys they're getting ready to get into a whole bunch of stuff, girl. We getting ready to go to class tonight because we're going to learn some things. He's getting ready to talk to us about the Fourth Amendment. Okay. Will says, I want y'all to know the Fourth Amendment guarantees that the right of the people to be secure in their person's house, papers, and effects against unreasonable search and seizure shall not be violated. That's the U.S. Constitution Amendment 4 emphasis added. Since the ratification of the Constitution, courts across the nation have worked to define and refine the scope of the meaning of unreasonable searches and seizure, and under what circumstances Fourth Amendment protections apply in the first place. Over time, several fundamental principles have emerged of particular relevance here. In order to claim protections guaranteed by the Fourth Amendment, the defendant must demonstrate first that he exhibited an actual expectation of privacy in the thing or place searched, and second, that the expectation is one that society is prepared to recognize as reasonable. Okay. He's giving us, the law around it, right? Am I still on page? I hate that because these long documents, I always lose my place. Okay. Where a defendant cannot establish both a subjective expectation of privacy and a legitimate expectation of privacy, his own Fourth Amendment rights are not infringed and has no standing to contest the legality of a search. See generally Rackus versus Illinois 439 US 128 1987, and see Brisbane versus State 233 Georgia 339 345. Here the defendant asked the court to recognize as subjectively reasonable and legitimate a purported expectation of privacy in a Ford F-350 vehicle procured by him solely through a years-long fraudulent and bigamous marriage. So that's a great point. Before we even get into it, I feel like I know where he's going with this. That's not even your car. So you want to make a point that that the car was registered to Shirley? Well, you know what? It wasn't even your car. So how can you say that the search of a car that's not yours? Now, he can say that because of marriage, but you're bigamous in the marriage. You're also doing all kinds of weird shit to your wife behind her back. But since you want to play the who owns the car game, it's not even your car. It's not even registered to you. So maybe that's where he's going with it. I don't know. Let's keep reading. But basically, this sentence is a doozy. Here, the defendant asked the court to recognize as objectively reasonable a legitimate purported expectation of privacy in a Ford F-350 vehicle procured by him solely through years-long fraudulent and bigamous marriage, of which the car is not even registered to him. Courts in Georgia and elsewhere have soundly rejected Fourth Amendment claims in similar contexts, including those involving searches of stolen vehicles, searches of hotel rooms procured by fraud, searches of laptop searches of laptops purchased with stolen credit card information, searches of storage units rented using false identities, and even apartments rented under false identities and forged proof of income documents. I wonder if that's some things that we're going to see in this document. In line with these decisions and set forth more fully below, the court should reject the defendant's Fourth Amendment claim and dismiss his motion because he has no standing to object to the search of the Ford F-50. On July 7th, 2022, girl, we going all the way back. On July 7th, 2022. Sonia, you there, baby? Sonia, warm up your Alfredo. We're going to be here for a minute, sis. Okay? On July 7th, Roswell Police Department officers seized a Ford F-350 vehicle after placing the defendant under arrest on multiple standing warrants. A search warrant was obtained to search a vehicle the following day, and the vehicle was subsequently searched. The search yielded multiple items, including a black book bag containing various documents, a laptop computer containing child sexual abuse material, okay? Hello? Cellular telephones, a USB drive, vehicle and storage unit keys, 2 black dildos, baby, a black mask with zips, liquid Viagra. Okay, let's address the footnote. You see there's a footnote right here, liquid Viagra. For reasons unclear to the state, the defendant's supplemental brief to suppress the vehicle search and all derivative evidence filed on January 6, 2025 does not appear on the public docket associated with this case. Girl, Will is he's my type of DA, okay? He's like, look, fuck the bullshit, okay? We're going down to the footnote. Number 2, for reasons unclear to the state, the defendant's supplemental brief to suppress the vehicle search and I'm down here at the bottom, and all derivative evidence filed on January 6th does not appear on the public docket because Sonia told him not to file it there because allegedly there's some nosy bloggers and they didn't want us to see it, okay? Okay. On the public docket associated with the case, even though no sealing order has been sought or entered as to the pleading filed in this case. Y'all trying to file stuff in secret to keep the public from knowing what's going on. We know what's going on, Will, and thank you for nodding that we know what's up, that they're trying to hide from the public scrutiny this fool, okay? Because Georgia law presumes that the public will have access to all court documents, Atlanta Journal versus Long in 1988, the defendant's pleading is attached here. Ooh, okay. Y'all, they attached Roberto's, baby, it's on the document, okay? Can we all just take a minute? Can we just take a minute that what's done in the dark will... Sonia, are you there, Sonia? Sonia, guess what? Another one of your stupid plans failed. Because guess what? You tried to suppress and you tried for the public not to know. The public defender's office is playing games of a known scammer felon. Okay? And guess what the wonderful office of Everybody Can Get It, Fonnie T. Willis did? Baby, they put it in the document, okay? So we can read it on this glorious Friday. And girl, sis had a good nap today. So I'm ready, okay? Girl. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Wooten. Okay. Okay. Defendant suppression brief at 4 through 5, it is undisputed that the F-350 in question is not registered to the defendant. Hello? But instead registered to Shirley Strawberry. Let's see what footnote 3 says. Footnote 3 says, see OCGA 24-8-821. Girl, he's taking us to law school tonight. Hold on a second. Girl, let's go see what it says. Hold on. Cause we got to go check. Without offering the same in evidence, either party may avail him or herself of allegations and admissions made in a pleading of the other. So what does that mean? It's right there. Without offering the same in evidence, either party may avail him or herself of allegations and admissions made in pleadings of the other. Okay, so basically they are noting that this is not your vehicle. This is Shirley Strawberry's vehicle. Most defendant's motion to suppress at 2. Officer Fields obtained a search warrant SW030244 for white F4350 tag RUR4559 VIN, all those numbers, registered to Shirley Strawberry. The defendant asserts that Shirley Strawberry was his wife on the date of the seizure and of the F4350. ID at 1, but any purported marriage between the defendant and Miss Strawberry was bigamous and therefore void as a matter of law. Okay, Tanika 2 cents, what's good, boo? In order to be able to contract marriage in Georgia, a person must have no living spouse of a previous marriage. Marriages of a person unable to contract shall be void. As such, a previous undissolved marriage renders void an attempted second marriage, or third, or fourth, or fifth. Here, the defendant remained in at least one previous undissolved marriage at the time of his attempted marriage to Shirley Strawberry, rendering that attempted marriage void ab initio. On October 22nd, 1985, the defendant married Edith Miller. They're going all the way back, baby. Okay? Y'all, don't forget, more likes, less commercials. We have almost 700 in the mist and 319 likes. There's over 300 listening to this good story time reading of the words according to Will Wooten and Fonnie Willis. And it's so easy to just double tap that like, double tap your screen. Go ahead and get it popping for me. It elevates the energy. If for nothing else, it motivates me to be even messier with the reading. Okay. If you like a good old nasty, messy reading, go ahead and hit that like button. Okay. If you want it real nasty, real messy, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Okay. Okay. On October 22nd, 1985, the defendant married Edith Miller in Aiken County, South Carolina. Okay. See Exhibit B. Aiken County Marriage Certificate 175831. And don't forget, Chronicle Speaks broke all that down. I'll find her video and I will share it too. If you're new here, Chronicle Speaks did all the research. She really did the tie-in with these marriage documents and brought that to the YouTube street. So definitely I will send y'all her way to check out that video. Okay. There appears to be no record that the marriage to Ms. Miller was ever dissolved, excuse me. On September 1st, 2001, the defendant married Martha Halliburton, okay, in Cobb County, Georgia. See Exhibit C. DeKalb County marriage license 213875. On December 16th, 2014, while Ms. Miller and Ms. Halliburton were still living, and while at least one of the marriages to the defendant remained undissolved, the defendant fraudulently swore to and filed a marriage license application with the Fulton County probate, falsely stating under oath that each of the three fraudulently swore and filed a marriage license application with Fulton County Probate Court, falsely stating under oath that each of these three prior marriages had been dissolved by divorce, and that he was not subject to any legal impediment or other reason he should not be married. Exhibit D. Fulton County marriage license application 20143619. Indictment. Also see indictment at 22. The defendant then subsequently attempted to fraudulently marry Shirley Strawberry January 9th, 2015. So 2014 was that. What about the marriage to Carol? He skipped Carol Lamar. I guess we'll look and see. We'll just trust the process and keep going. Okay. Exhibit D, Fulton County marriage license application 20146319. Also see indictment at 22. The defendant then subsequently attempted to fraudulently marry Shirley Strawberry January 9th, 2015 in violation of OCGA 1932 and 1935, Georgia civil statutes rendering bigamous marriages void, and in violation of OCGA 16620. Georgia's criminal statute making it a felony offense to enter into a bigamous marriage. See Exhibit E, Fulton County marriage certificate 215-00423, and see indictment at 22. Years later, on December 29th, 2021, the defendant's marriage to Ms. Halliburton was dissolved by divorce. I wonder if Shirley ever even knew that he got a divorce in 2021. She may not have even known. See Exhibit F, final decree, Cobb County Superior Court, case 21-171-9849. Under footnote 4, it is unclear to the state whether the third undissolved marriage existed at the time of the attempted marriage to Miss Strawberry, but given the still undissolved marriages of Miss Miller and Halliburton, the existence of a third undissolved matter is immaterial, because it's like we have more than enough evidence. Like at the end of the day, one more undissolved marriage isn't going to make a difference at this point. Okay, that's me just summarizing. On April 17th, 2024, Miss Strawberry filed to dissolve her marriage with the defendant by divorce. See Exhibit G. Okay. Complaint for divorce and other relief, Fulton County Superior Court case 24CV004912. The defendant's marriage to Miss Strawberry was dissolved on September 30th, 2024. Final judgment and decree and divorce, Fulton County Superior Court, case 24CV004912. Notably, the divorce decree pointed out that the defendant and Miss Strawberry had no joint marital assets subject to equitable division, and noted that the defendant did not file an answer or otherwise respond to Miss Strawberry's complaint for divorce. ID at 2. The defendant apparently made no claim of ownership to the F Ford 350. Yeah, it's not yours. You never bothered to respond. You never bothered to proclaim or profess, and you didn't stake your claim to it. So now you want to say that it's yours and that they violated your privacy, but it wasn't yours. It wasn't registered to you. And if you claim it through marriage, the marriage is bigamous. And then on top of that, sir, it's not yours. It's just the not of yours. about it. Okay. The court ordered that Miss Strawberry shall be entitled to exclusive ownership of any personal property titled in her name or in her possession. Miss Strawberry also awarded sole exclusive use and possession of the vehicle currently in her possession. So it's not yours. Furthermore, she probably said she didn't mind them searching it. Furthermore, the state expects Miss Strawberry would testify that the defendant purchased the F Ford 350 and registered it in her name without her knowledge, but probably with her money. Okay. Purchased the Ford F350 and registered it in her name without her knowledge or consent. The F Ford 350 was purchased using Miss Strawberry's funds. Used her funds. Miss Strawberry continues to make payments on the Ford F350 despite not having known at the time the purchase that it was purchased and registered in her name. That's a fraud. That's identity theft. Miss Strawberry was unaware that the defendant was still married to Miss Miller or Miss Halliburton at the time of the wedding ceremony, January 9th, 2015, 10 years ago. Miss Strawberry would not have married the defendant had she known he was still married to Miss Miller and Miss Halliburton. And the Ford F350 would not have been purchased and registered in Miss Strawberry's name without her knowledge or consent using her funds had she known the defendant was still married to two other women at the time of the wedding ceremony. On January 9th, 2015, accordingly, the defendant used of the Ford F350 on July 7, 2022 was procured solely through knowing the intentional fraud committed by him vis-a-vis his bigamous marriage to Miss Strawberry and his purchase and registration of the Ford F350 and in Miss Strawberry's name using her funds without her knowledge and consent. In light of that ongoing fraud and as set forth more fully below, the defendant had no legitimate expectation of privacy in a vehicle and as a result, no standing to challenge the validity of the search of it. What? I love this. This is like a novel. Bravo. Yes. Baby. And we're only on page 6. Jesus. Okay. Let me get a sip. Everybody take a sip right now. Everybody take a sip. That was some tea, just the first 5 pages. Okay. Ooh. Oh. Oh. Oh my God. All right. My God. Let me take a second. You guys have been hitting me up. Thank you for the hard work. Wooten be like Exhibit Z. Okay. Do any of the wives have life insurance? You know what? I'm sure someone responsible had some life insurance. We don't know which one it was, but somebody probably had something. You know what I mean? Let me see. If I do it like this, is that going to make a difference? I kind of want to move Nesto out the way. Then it's not big. Okay, let me fix this. Okay, that's better. Wooten continues to show Hoover that it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you really want to push things, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, if you really want to go, it's like one of those, if you really want to go there, like, we can if you really want to. But I didn't want to have to slay you so bad. Okay. I didn't want to have to slay you so bad and so hard. Okay. That nasty. I love some nasty work. Okay. Low key, I love nasty work. I'm just gonna say. Thank you, Tanika. Thank you, Victoria, Philly Girl, Lady Yvette. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Shining Light. 909 901. That your name throws me off all the time. 901. I'm always like Ninai or Betty Boob, Alikia, Soul Power, Miss T, Granny the Great, everybody. I'm gonna go through everything before we break out of here. Just know that thank you so much. I appreciate y'all supporting in such a awesome manner. Hitting the like button and everything. We have almost 500 likes. More likes, less commercials would be better, but you know what I'm saying, we can't have everything. 816 and 450 likes. If you have not hit the like yet, just take a minute. It's not for anything other than just to show some support. It's much appreciated. Okay, let's get into it, guys. We're on page 6 and let's go. Ooh, let me take one last sip. Okay. Miss Piggy Braxton is here on a Friday night. Hey, Miss Piggy Braxton. Hey, boo. Okay. The Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution guarantees that the right of the people be secure in their homes, in their persons, houses, papers, effects against all unreasonable searches, seizures, and shall not be violated. U.S. Constitution, Fourth Amendment rights are personal rights that may not be asserted vicariously. And the defendant challenging the search and seizure as unreasonable must establish standing, a priority interest in, or a legitimate expectation of privacy regarding the place searched or evidence seized. Burgesson versus State, 267 Georgia, 102, 105, 1996. As such, to prevail on a claim, oh, it went too high. My bad, y'all. To prevail on a claim, the law enforcement conducted an unconstitutional search under the Fourth Amendment. A defendant must first establish that he had a legitimate expectation of privacy in the place search and evidence seized that society is prepared to recognize as reasonable. Rackus 439 U.S. 133 through 34. See the California Serralo 437 U.S. 207 to 11. 1986, standing a challenge search requires a subjective expectation of privacy that the society would recognize as legitimate. Further, it is the defendant who bears the burden of establishing both a subjective and objective expectation of privacy. Finally, whether society is willing to recognize an expectation of privacy as legitimate is a question of law. Georgia courts have routinely rejected. Okay. Georgia courts have routinely rejected the proposition that society is prepared to recognize as legitimate expectation of privacy in a property that is stolen or procured through fraud. You can't have privacy. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Boo Boo. You can't claim privacy in something that you stole or fraudulently procured. Okay, which is the Ford F-350. Baby, Nesto gonna have a bad weekend this weekend. Okay. Roberto's probably putting his jeans on right now and running over to the jail to go tell him what's going on because he's going to hear it from somebody else. In Burgesson, the defendant was convicted of murdering a victim and stealing the victim's vehicle. Sometime after the murder, the police located the defendant and his cohorts driving the victim's vehicle, initiated a traffic stop, and conducted a warrantless search of the vehicle. The Supreme Court of Georgia affirmed that the trial court's denial of the defendant's motion to suppress the search of the vehicle, holding that the defendant had no standing to assert a violation of Fourth Amendment rights because she had no proprietary interest in the vehicle or legitimate expectation of privacy regarding the vehicle or its contents. The shit was stolen. Okay. The court observed as one knowingly using a stolen vehicle on a public highway. You're in a stolen car on the state streets, okay? The state and city roads. Was in constant expectation of intrusion by the authorities. Georgia, citing Brisbane 233, Georgia at 344. Also see Thomas versus State 274, Georgia 156, 160, 2001. No legitimate expectation of privacy in a stolen vehicle. Okay. In Brisbane, the Supreme Court of Georgia again held that the defendant had no standing to challenge a search of a stolen vehicle, relying on the language of the Emory University School of Law Journal article observing that one in unlawful possession of a stolen vehicle should be in no better position to assert a claim of invasion of privacy with no respect for the search of the vehicle. With respect to the search of the vehicle, than would a trespasser on real property. Right. You can't be trespassing and claim some sort of privacy. Like, why are you stopping to question me? But you don't belong there. You don't live there. You don't own the place. You're just there. Okay. That's not somebody who's standing on my lawn can't be mad because the police come and ask them a question. It's not your fucking lawn. If they come to ask you why you're there, they can do that because it's not your property. You have no place there, right? That's my understanding of what they're saying. Okay. Of course, I lost my place. Brisbane, relying on the language of Emory University. The court followed the same logic in Sanborn versus State. Like in Burgesson and Brisbane, the court held that a defendant's challenge to lawfulness of a vehicle search must fail because the defendant and his companion could have had no legitimate expectation of privacy in a stolen car. Okay. Georgia courts have not limited the logic to stolen vehicles, but have also extended to other circumstances where a place searched was procured by a defendant by fraud. In State versus Del Vecchio, the Court of Appeals of Georgia agreed that with the prosecution's argument that one who obtained a hotel room by presenting a fraudulent credit card has no reasonable expectation of privacy and therefore lacks standing. To challenge the search of the hotel room, 301 Georgia, Appellate 560, 2009, the court acknowledged that while registered guests of the hotel can have reasonable expectation of privacy of their room, one who obtains the room by fraud can have no reasonable expectation of privacy in the room, like no one in possession of a stolen car. Mere unlawful possession of a room does not alone warrant a reasonable expectation of freedom from government intrusion. Numerous federal cases are in accord. In United States versus Cayman, the defendant purchased a laptop computer using a stolen credit card information. The police conducted a warrantless search of the laptop, which was found to contain images of boys who were around 10 and 12 years old exhibiting their genitals for a camera. The defendant's challenge to the warrantless search of the laptop was flatly rejected because, as the district court found, Cayman obtained the laptop computer by fraud. He had no legitimate expectation of privacy in the contents of the hard drive. In reaching its conclusion, the court noted, we see no ground on which to distinguish property obtained by fraud from property that was stolen by robbery and trespass. Let me just say this real quick. Will Wooten, I think, told Nesto like on 3 or 4 occasions, and I mean Nesto through Roberto, and said, tell me what you want specifically suppressed and we'll talk about it. Or because I'm not even using the vehicle. I don't even need the vehicle for this case. And what did this weirdo do? He listened to Sonia time and time and time again say, no, throw the whole thing out. Da, 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 da. He asked him on several occasions to tell him what particular evidence you did not want. And we won't even have to go through all this. Y'all kept wanting to push the issue. Now you don't even have a leg to fucking stand on. He's clearing the way for all this evidence to take you down on the child sexual abuse, the CSAM charges, the CP charge. He's going to take you down on all those little pieces of papers and blood contracts and all that bullshit you had in the car for the other two cases. Sir, you are done because of Sonia and your stupid ass listening to this dumb woman and you pushing the wrong thing made people who went to law school have to go and do a whole lot of damn research and drop a 50-page document on a Friday night. How stupid can you be? How stupid can you be? In the United States versus Johnson, the defendant directed his girlfriend to rent a storage unit using a stolen identity. Y'all, we're learning some things. If you do something and it's obtained under fraud, don't even try to claim it. Don't even try to say, well, that's mine. Well, even though, okay, I didn't have permission to use the credit card or blah, blah, blah. Girl, if it's stolen or obtained under fraudulent means, you're done. Okay, we're learning that on today. This paper is teaching somebody something out here. If it's not yours, it's not yours. And I mean not yours at all. You can't claim it. You can't claim the rights that go along with it, the rights and the liberties and all of the everything that comes with owning or being in relationship with the person who owns it. If it's obtained under fraudulent means or stolen, it's not yours. And you don't have the liberties associated with it. So he's trying to flex a liberty or a privilege. Let's say that too. He's trying to flex a privilege that this, that's his vehicle. Number one, it wasn't registered to you. Number two, it's registered to your wife, but your marriage is fraudulent. On top of that, she didn't even know you had the shit in her name. Okay. Ill-gotten gains. Okay. Does no one any good, right? What's the whole phrase? Something to that effect, right? In the United States versus Johnson, the defendant directed his girlfriend to rent a storage unit using a stolen identity. Police conducted a warrantless search of the storage unit and located 2 firearms. Why is my page down not working now all of a sudden? Okay, there we go. Storage unit and located 2 firearms, which the defendant was prohibited from possessing because of his status as a convicted felon. The 10th Circuit forcefully rejected the defendant's challenge at the warrantless search, finding the defendant had no Fourth Amendment rights in the storage unit. The storage united procured by fraud. Ultimately, what matters is not whether Johnson might have some legitimate property interest in the storage unit, but whether Johnson's interest is one that the Fourth Amendment is intended to protect. Arguments such as those Johnson advances here do not distract us from the fact that the fraud was perpetrated and that the victim was a third party. We will not be party to this fraud by legitimizing Johnson's interest in the storage unit. Therefore, whatever subjective privacy expectations Johnson had in the storage unit were not expectations that society is prepared to recognize as objectively reasonable. Johnson thus did not have any Fourth Amendment rights to the unit and could not expect the police were required to obtain a warrant or establish an expectation to that requirement in order to search the unit. The unit was obtained by fraud, and they had a right to check it. Once they confirmed that it was fraudulently rented and that it was a stolen credit card, they were able to go in with no warrant, basically. And the warrant is valid because the warrantless search is valid because even though they rented it using a stolen credit card, so therefore no good. Other similar challenges to warrantless searches have been rejected where the hotel room was searched without a warrant after the defendant obtained a hotel room using a false name or a dead woman's credit card. United States versus Koenig, where the vehicle was searched without a warrant after the defendant obtained and provided false social security number on loan documents for a vehicle and stopped making payments on the vehicle. Newman versus United States, where an apartment was searched without a warrant after the defendant rented an apartment using a name of a deceased individual, provided a forged driver's license, and provided a forged tax return to demonstrate his ability to pay rent. United States, okay, provided forged tax documents to demonstrate his. Sonia talked about some scams where you make W-2s, right? Sonia, you better leave these people alone. These people in Fulton County are not playing with you. Think people are slow if you want to, okay? United States versus Rigmaiden or Ridgemaiden, and where a hotel room was searched without a warrant after the defendant and accomplices rented a room under a false name and using a stolen credit card information. United States versus Y. Koenig. The defendant abandoned any legitimate expectation of privacy the moment they attempted to perpetrate the fraud, returning to Katz and its progeny. The question before the court is whether society is prepared to recognize as objectively reasonable or legitimate the defendant's purported expectation of privacy in the Ford F-350 that came into his possession only because of years-long fraudulent and bigamous marriage to Miss Strawberry, and that he purchased and registered in her name using her funds without her knowledge or consent. As a starting point, is it axiomatic? Y'all, axiomatic. Hold on. Axiomatic means something self-evident, obvious, true without proof. Okay, obvi. Okay. It can also refer to something that is derived from axioms, which are statements that are accepted as true without question. Okay, got it. Okay. Just a second. Okay. At this point, it is axiomatic, okay? On a Friday night learning a new vocabulary word. It is axiomatic that the act of bigamy itself is one that modern society is not and never has been prepared to recognize as legitimate, beginning in as early as 1604. Beginning as early as 1604, King James the First, baby, he went all the way back. King James the First assented to the act of the English Parliament creating the felony offense of bigamy. If any person or persons being married do not at any time after marrying any person or persons, the former husband or wife being alive, that then every such offense shall be felony. Edward Coke, Institutes of Law of England, Chapter 27 at 88th, 4th edition, 1669, modern spelling used. Indeed, as the Supreme Court of the United States long ago observed, we think we may safely be said that there never has been a time in any state of the Union where polygamy has not been an offense against society, cognizable by the civil courts and punishable with more or less severity. Reynolds versus United States, 1878. And Georgia Code follows suit in OCGA 1932 and 1935, established that bigamous marriages are void as a matter of law. OCGA 16620 creates a felony offense of bigamy. Also see Georgia Code PT or Georgia Code 2. I'm not going to read the whole code, but 1861 Georgia Code. Okay. Bigamous marriages void pursuant to first codification of Georgia law. Okay. Georgia Code, rather. Bigamy, a felony pursuant to first codification of Georgia law. Moving past historical precedent, the real world consequences, not the real world consequences, okay, of a defendant's fraudulent and bigamous marriage suffered by Miss Strawberry, and indeed the same consequences suffered by any unwitting spouse victimized by bigamous marriage should not be lost on this court. Not only did the defendant's actions constitute a gross violation of Miss Strawberry's trust and create a potential for long-lasting emotional harm and embarrassment, but the potential legal consequences for Miss Strawberry as similarly situated victims are innumerable. The federal government has previously identified a total of 1,138 federal statutory provisions classified to the United States Code in which marital status is a factor in determining and receiving benefits, rights, and privileges. United States General Accounting Office, GAO 04353R, Defense of Marriage Act, update to prior report, January 23rd, 04. These benefits, rights, privileges under the state and federal law include, among others, federal income tax benefits, state income tax benefits, family hospital visitation rights, next of kin status for emergency medical decisions, tax-free transfers of property between spouses, family violation protections, and various spousal privileges in court proceedings. Simply put, the defendant's fraud operated to deprive Ms. Strawberry of potentially thousands of benefits, rights, and privileges tied to marital status under the state and federal law. Moreover, he purchased the Ford F-350 using her funds and registered it in her name without her knowledge or consent, leaving her with the financial burden of an unwanted vehicle that she continues to pay for to the present day. The defendant fully knew that he had procured the Ford F-350 by fraud, knew that his fraud might someday come to light to terminate his access to the vehicle, and some have been in constant expectation of intrusion by the authorities by driving such a vehicle procured by fraud on the public roads. As the Supreme Court of Georgia recognized in Brisbane, one in unlawful possession of a vehicle should be in no better position to assert a claim of invasion of privacy with respect to the search of the vehicle than would a trespasser on real property. In this case, the defendant abandoned any legitimate expectation of privacy in the Ford F-350 the moment he attempted to perpetrate the fraud. Okay? When you try to perpetrate See Koenig 845 F supplement at 1563. It is immaterial whether that moment was when the defendant entered into a fraudulent or bigamous marriage with Miss Strawberry, when he procured the Ford F-350 using Miss Strawberry's funds on account of a fraudulent and bigamous marriage, or when he registered the vehicle in Miss Strawberry's name without her knowledge or consent. The entire transaction from beginning to end was a fraud, and this court should not be a party to that fraud by legitimizing the defendant's purported privacy interest in the Ford F-350. This is getting ready to be denied. I would even just put out a poll. I'll put up a poll in a second, but in conclusion, okay, They said the entire transaction from the beginning to the end was a fraud, Nesto. Nesto. Baby, it was a fraud from the beginning to the end, from the top to the bottom, from the Rudy to the Tootie, okay? Perpetrated, okay? And we are not going to be a party, okay? The entire transaction from beginning to end was a fraud, okay? It was a fraud. Let's see. By legitimizing the defendant's purported privacy interest in the Ford F-350, see the United States versus Johnson. In conclusion, for the reasons set forth, the court should dismiss the defendant's motion to suppress the vehicle search on the grounds that any subjective privacy expectations the defendant may have had in the F-Ford 350 are not expectations that society, that means us guys, that means us, we are not co-signing this foolishness and fraud, this perpetrated fraud. Okay, society will not be condoning nor accepting nor what did they say, normalizing. We're not doing any of it. Okay, society is not trying to hear that. For the reasons set forth, the court should dismiss the defendant's motion to suppress the vehicle search on the grounds that any subjective privacy expectations the defendant may have had in the Ford F-350 were not expectations that society is prepared to recognize as legitimate or objectively reasonable. For that reason, baby, as a result, the defendant lacks standing to challenge the search. Goodbye. Respectfully, he should have just put disrespectfully submitted this 24th day of January 2025. Okay. And let the church say what? Now let's get to the good stuff. He gave us some exhibits that, girl, exhibit A. What's exhibit A going to be? Oh, is it the secret document? Hold on. Is this the secret brief from Roberto? Guys, take a sip of your drinks. Take a sip of your drink. Take a bite of your food. Mm. Ooh, my God. Okay. Danny, KK Scorpio. Look, I just have to give this to all of us. KK Scorpio, Tanya, thank you, boo. Now, this is how to write a motion. Girl, he wrote a damn book. He wrote a book. We're in vocabulary class. We are looking up the law. It's everything. It's all of the things. Okay, for a Friday night. Thank you, Reef and Muff's mom. Thank you to all of Bougie Gang. You guys are so sweet. Y'all are just the best. Okay. Sonya, you better have them documents ready because Will Wooten is not playing with you, okay? This is Nesto. Nesto, oh my God. The document that Sean filed, Will Wooten, that fucking prosecutor, he posted a motion tonight and he put everything in his motion. And that messy ass blogger read it. She read it for everybody. Gate 52. Yes, hi, this is Sean Hoover. I'm here to see my client, Ernest Williams, please. Close to married men. Keep your legs close to married men. Keep them close to married men. Don't play with them married men. You're going to find yourself in big trouble. These married men games, baby, don't play with them. Leave them alone, okay? I'm telling you, leave them alone. Okay? Okay? All right, guys, let's get to it. I think this is Roberto's. Yes, this is Roberto's document. You know how I can tell? Look at the stamp. Oh, you can't see it. Hold on. Can y'all see now? January 6th. That's the one you guys were like, Fran, can you see that document? I was like, I couldn't get it. I tried to get it. I couldn't. But guess what? What's done in the dark will come to the light. Okay. Guys, take 1 minute. We have almost 450 who have not double tapped the screen. Just take 1 second and show me some love and hit the like. If you are new here, baby, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me see if y'all I had a situation in my head and I said, "You know what? Maybe did Bougie Gang handle that business? Not yet. If there's about 20 of you, I'm gonna really just say if there's about 12 of you, there I'm sure there's got to be at least maybe 100 to 200, maybe more, who have not yet subscribed to this channel. Oh, I'm on the wrong channel. Hold on a second. Let me see. Girl, did I hit it yet? Y'all. If you have not subscribed to this channel yet, make a big difference and watch my number flip. That would make my Friday night, but I'm not, hit if you are enjoying this broadcast and we are getting to this next part of the document, hit that subscribe. Hey boo boo. Hey boo boo. Okay, let me finish. Farrah says hi everybody. I'm so close. If I could only tell you how close I am, I would like I need less than 10. If I less than 10, I will be at 20K. But it's okay. It's okay. I'm not gonna hold y'all because it'll come when it's meant to come. But I'm not, it's okay. It's okay. All right, Farrah. That paper chip, that noise is making a difference. Okay. Thank you, boo. Thank you, boo. Okay, take the dogs, please. Y'all, this is what I go through. Get the dogs out of here. Portia can stay. Take Lammy. Shut the door. Sorry, y'all. Okay. Mom break. Okay. Thank you, Reef and Muff's mom. Thank you, boo. Okay, let's see. Okay. Really, 4 more? 4 more? Oh my God. It's like a major milestone. I normally try not to get too about the numbers because at the end of the day, it's all about you guys. But it is kind of like it's a big thing to me because anyway, let's keep going. Let's stay focused. Okay. This is Roberto's document, guys. This is the document that was filed in secret that he did not want us to see, that he, and clearly it's not a problem because if the DA feels like it was okay for him to post it to us, then baby, it is what it is. Okay. All right, guys, we are in for a treat. Okay. Let's get to it. This is the document filed by Nesto's tight suit wearing attorney. Y'all did it. I'm at 20K. Yay. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Hold on. Oh my God. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. You guys are so awesome. Thank you so because this has been like, y'all, let me play some music. Let's just take a minute. Okay. Girl, this is the Sipping Martini song. Okay. You guys are great. Oh. You guys, thank you. Doing my favorite thing, hitting 20K while reading a old nasty document. Okay. Thank you. Gosh. Thank you guys. Oh my God. I can only imagine how pissed people are going to be right now. Thank you so much, Queen Brielle. Thank you. congratulating. Thank you so much, you guys. And really, this is you. You guys, like, you guys did this. So it's, you guys, I can't do this. I only get one. I can only subscribe one time. I can't just subscribe to my own channel. This is all you guys. 50,000 of you guys have come together. That's awesome. Let's scroll through the marriage documents while you guys are congratulating. Thank you so much. All right, let's keep going. Let's see what the documents say. Let's cheat a little bit. Let's do Exhibit B. What is this? This is from Aiken County. I'm gonna lower the volume a little bit. Girl, there's the document. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, everybody. Okay, marriage document. Girl, let's see. What is this? Martha Halliburton. He's over here just applying for marriages and has no shame in his game, okay? Oh, there's another marriage license. Oh, there's another one. Oh, and there's another one. Oh, Shirley Ann Clark. Hey, Shirley Ann Clark. Okay. There it is. You guys saw it over here. Did I not show you this marriage license, baby? Y'all, do you not remember I sent off for this marriage license? They sent me my money back and the document. Kenya Johnson, this is it right here, y'all. Okay. Yes, we've seen that. Okay. Shirley, did you know that while you were married, he had a divorce come through in 2021? Baby, we saw this right here. Ooh, sookie now. Will Wooten said, if you don't stop messing with the judge, I'm going to drag him all the way to Georgia federal prison, okay? Final judgment, decree and divorce. That's it right there. Decree, declare and decree. Okay. All right, we can get back to business now. Let's read Roberto's paper. Roberto has something to say and he wanted to say it in private. But guess what? The state said no. And I'm going to release it on a Friday so the bloggers can have a field day all weekend. Okay. Documents on me tonight. Thank you, boo. Thank you. Y'all, it's documents on everybody. You guys really came through. Thank you so much. 706 likes. I went over 20. Thank you guys so much. It is an honor and a privilege to do this every single day for you guys. This is the most fun job I have ever had in my whole entire life. I cannot even express to you guys how much I look forward to doing this every single day. So thank you. Thank you guys. You guys are so sweet. I wish I had some champagne with me so I could. This is just a toast to you guys, honestly, on some Crystal Light, which is one of my favorite things in the whole world. You guys make this so easy and so much fun. And I am like so grateful on today that Fulton County District Attorney's Office decided to drop this document on not only one of the best days of my life, because this is actually, this is the day after, but 2 days ago was my husband's birthday. Yesterday was the anniversary of the day I met my husband. And today is the day that I finally hit 20K subscribers on YouTube after like all the years and many, many YouTube channels. This one has by far been the easiest to get started because it's been like a combination of doing so many things I love to do, which is gossip, talk about the news, talk about court cases and true crime, and get together with a lot of fun people. So this has been like the easiest YouTube channel yet to stand up, just because it's just been a combination of so many really good things. And I appreciate y'all so much. You love Crystal Light too? I absolutely love it. Okay, guys, I'm like, so thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's get into this document. Let's read what Roberto did not want us to read. Okay, it's kind of big. Thank you. Yes. And I don't know, I'm gonna have to reach out to Nyla. If you are out here when you're listening on the replay, Nyla has been such a great person to have Like she's just great, and she's been so supportive and so helpful. And I really appreciate Nyla very much. So shouts out to my good sis Nyla and anybody that I deal with on YouTube. You guys know, because I shout I shout people out all the time. um, Tanika and Kathy and V Lenore and Pam and Wisdom's daughter, all the girls of the YouTube streets. I love you guys. It's such a nice community. Everybody plays nice. Everyone's professional. They do their own thing and mind their own business. And I love that. And I love how just respectful and how cool everybody is. So Houston Foodie, I see you, sis. Thank you so much. Houston Foodie's been so supportive, and she's works very hard on her channel too. Vicky, a lot of the girls, all of you girls are awesome, and I love that this is such a nice community, and I appreciate it so much. You guys are getting me all sentimental and everything on tonight, and phone calls from prison, period. Okay. Shay is it just goes without saying. She's the queen of research. Shay and her husband, they are the queen and king of research, and providing that foundational TT that we needed to tell this Nesto story. So for the partnership with them has just been amazing. From the time that I reached out to them to, ask them to look into this, and them actually looking into it and finding this gold mine of nasty work that has brought this whole entire community together. So I really appreciate them so much. Without them, you know, we would just be reading documents and it wouldn't be as much fun. So phone calls from prison, definitely. I would be remiss to not mention how awesome they have been, just period, just the whole contribution that they make to YouTube in general. They have pulled together so many stories, from Wade to Murdoch. They're so valuable to everybody. So we love them. So anyway, guys, okay, let's keep going. This is the document that Sonia did not want us to see. And here we go. Okay. All right. So this was filed January 6, 2025 under seal, and Sonia thought she was really doing something. So what we just heard was Will Wooten's response to this. So this is what Roberto had to say. Okay. Comes now the defendant, Ernest Williams, by and through the undersigned counsel, and hereby files this supplemental brief to suppress vehicle search and all derivative evidence obtained from the search of the white Ford F-350 and all derivative evidence pursuant to the 4th, 5th, and 14th Amendment of the Constitution of the United States. This is kind of big just because 50 gifts? What? I didn't even see that. Queen Brielle, you gifted 50 memberships? What? My God. Everybody got a membership now. My God. Queen Brielle, thank you. That is so generous, and I'm just floored. Thank you so much. And everybody who got a membership, if you could drop your bingos in the chat, just so folk know. My God. I'm trying to find it in the chat. I cannot even, you guys. Oh, y'all are just coming through. Okay. Thank you, guys. I'm going to be honest. I used to not like to celebrate the numbers because, number one, I didn't want to get caught up in just the numbers, because there's so much more important things about YouTubing and being here and doing your channel than the actual number of subscribers. Because when you do YouTube, you have to be prepared when you have 2 subscribers. You have to come and bring it with 10 subscribers as much as you have 20 subscribers or 20,000. I have not brought it any less with 20,000 than I did when I had 20 and when I had 200 people sitting in here or and 100 people subscribed. You know what I'm saying? So I try not to get caught up in the number of subscribers, but it's just kind of like a milestone and it just kind of says like this many people rock with you. And I really appreciate that. That's the way I look at it, like 20,000 friends. So I really, really appreciate that. And you guys gifting is it's so much appreciated. So, thank you guys. You guys are just, I'm so distracted. I cannot even find to highlight the 50. I'm like, oh my God. I can't even find it. I know it's in here somewhere. Queen Brielle, thank you so much for doing that. Um, I saw it up on my thing, but I can't highlight it. But I wanted to say anyone who was gifted a membership, KK, thank you for gifting, Boo Boo. Thank you so much. Uh, Miss Lady, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Queen Brielle, 50 of you guys out here just got memberships. Definitely drop your bingos. Everybody who's been supporting month after month after month after month after month, you guys, I cannot even. I can't thank you enough. Oh, thank you. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Okay, let's get back to the document that Roberto did not want us to see. Okay. I love this. I love this for them because they deserve this read tonight. Okay. They deserve this. And Shirley really deserves this because Shirley got done so wrong. He dragged her. He low key dragged her for so long. I'm so happy for Shirley that this man is getting absolutely drugged. He deserves it. And I also am happy for the fact that this is all his plan that he is co-signing with that Diggy chick named Sonia. And he really doesn't have anyone to blame but her. Okay. This is all her doing. Okay. All right. Before we leave out of here, I will go through the whole entire list and click on everybody's gifts. And I just want to thank you guys one last time. I don't want to be annoyingly I don't want to be annoying with it, but I want you guys to know I really appreciate it. Okay. All right, let me get back to my screen. Okay. So this is the filing from Roberto. Defendant Ernest Williams by and through the undersigned counsel and hereby files this supplemental brief to suppress the vehicle search and derivative evidence obtained from the search of the white Ford F-50 and all derivative evidence pursuant to 4th, 5th, and 14th Amendment of the Constitution of the United States, Article 1, Section 1, Paragraph 1, due process, Paragraph 8, search and seizure, Paragraph 14. Is that 14? No, that would be 16, excuse me. Self-incrimination of the Constitution of the state of Georgia and other statutory and case law in support of this brief, Mr. Williams shows as follows. This is the deal. The way that Will broke it down, I mean, if Judge Dunaway is in support of the state's response and finds it to be valid and accurate and true, and he supplied all of these receipts based on the bigamy alone supports and the Miss Shirley Strawberry's testimony that he said he is willing to assert that she would testify that he purchased this without her knowledge and it was obtained fraudulently. It's a wrap. So if they end up scheduling a hearing and bringing in Shirley and she testifies that this vehicle was obtained without her knowledge, like one day he just came home and I didn't know that he had put it in his name and that he had secured a loan and all of these things in my name, at the end of the day, on top of all of that, we're not even married. So you don't have rights or access to my vehicle at all. And you don't get to have privacy under my wing of marriage because guess what? We're not married. So all of this argument is out the window. So I'm kind of glad we read Will Wooten's first, because this is all a joke at this point. Mr. Williams filed a motion to suppress on September 30th, challenging the search of his vehicle upon his arrest. The court held a motions hearing on December 18th, where the argument from Mr. Williams and the state were presented. At the end of said hearing, the court ordered Mr. Williams to file a brief outlining which pieces of evidence he believed were derived from said search and should be suppressed. If the court were to agree the search itself was in fact illegal, in support of this brief, Mr. Williams shows as follows. Mr. Williams was arrested on July 7, 2022 at approximately 1:30 p.m. by Patrol Officer Fields and Officer Yesevsenko. The vehicle Mr. Williams was driving at the time was subsequently illegally impounded and illegally searched the following day. Ms. Scretchen's investigation. During the search of the Ford F-350 on July 8th, 2022, a backpack was found inside the vehicle. Within the backpack, a piece of paper with Melody Scretchen's credit card number was located. Ms. Scretchen authorized the use of credit cards for purchase of home appliances. After finding this piece of paper, Patrol Officer Fields reached out to Scretchen via phone call on approximately August 15th, 2022, almost a month after Mr. Williams was arrested. Ms. Scretchen stated that she's reported her car stolen on June 4th of 2022 with the South Fulton Police Department. Ms. Scretchen also mentioned a report was filed regarding the use of her credit card for items not authorized. Ms. Scretchen was interviewed again on August 30th, 2022 by Detective Gooden and Patrol Officer Fields. During the interview, Ms. Scretchen provided information on or how she met Mr. Williams, how the two of them discussed doing business together, and what steps the two of them took towards their business ventures. Following this interview, Ms. Scretchen then filed a report against Mr. Williams for using her credit cards for unauthorized items. Ms. Bickham, during the search of the Ford F-350 on July 8th, 2022, a backpack was found in the vehicle. Within the backpack, a check for Wade Ford for $2,852 was located, along with invoices from the sale of a 2021 Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon. Ms. Bickham was interviewed by Detective Gooden and Patrol Officer Fields on October 13th, 2022. During the interview, she discussed, thank you so much, 901. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Along with the invoices for the sale of the 2001 Mercedes G-Wagon, along with the invoices from the sale of a 2001 Mercedes G-Wagon. Ms. Bickham was interviewed by Detective Good and Patrol Officer Fields on October 13th, 2022. During this interview, she discussed how she and Mr. Williams met, as well as their business discussion ventures. Ms. Washington. Ms. Washington was interviewed on August 27, 2022. During the interview, she talked about her 2021 Harley Davidson that had previously been seized. She further discussed on how Ms. Williams, CC, thank you for gifting, Boo Boo. I appreciate it. Ms. Williams was interviewed on August 27th. During the interview, she talked about a 2021 Harley Davidson that had previously been seized. She further discussed how Mr. Williams helped her pay the down payment on the motorcycle, how they worked together on other business ventures, and how she didn't know how he was already arrested when she was trying to get in touch with him. She didn't know, and how she didn't know he was already arrested when she was trying to get in touch with him. Ms. Delaney. Ms. Delaney was interviewed by Detective Gooden and Patrol Officer Fields on September 15th. Patrol Officer Fields identified Ms. Delaney as a previous associate of Mr. Williams after they searched the residence at 980 Pine Grove Road and located the 2020 Harley Davidson motorcycle. During this interview, Ms. Delaney explained how she met Mr. Williams through another person and how they discussed possible business ventures. Ms. Delaney also explained how she wrecked another vehicle. She had and gave Mr. Williams permission to store her Harley Davidson and trailer at his residence. Sometime later, Ms. Delaney filed a report with Sandy Springs Police Department and applied for a warrant hearing in Fulton County Magistrate. The warrant application was denied, and Miss Delaney was ultimately charged with filing a false police report. Miss Delaney was again interviewed by Patrol Officer Fields on September 16th. This interview was specifically in regard to the Patrol Officer Fields getting information for a theft of a Harley Davidson. Afterwards, Mr. Williams was charged with multiple counts of conspiracy to commit felony. So what happened, Miss? Okay, so Miss Delaney explained how she met Mr. Williams through another person, how they discussed possible business ventures. Miss Delaney also explained how she wrecked another vehicle she had and gave Mr. Williams permission to store her Harley Davidson and trailer at his residence. Sometime later, Miss Delaney filed a report with Sandy Springs Police Department and applied for a warrant hearing in Fulton County Magistrate Court. The warrant application was denied, and Miss Delaney was ultimately charged with filing a false police report. So were they cooking up a scheme to make it seem like her Harley Davidson had been stolen, but it really wasn't stolen because Nesto had it at his place? Is that what they're saying? And they were going to like split some insurance money or something? Ms. Delaney was interviewed by Patrol Officer Fields on September 16th. This interview was specifically in regards to Patrol Officer Fields getting the information for the theft of the Harley Davidson. Afterwards, Mr. Williams was charged with multiple counts. So was it missing, or was it missing? Did he take it and not want to give it back, or were you two running a scam to say that the motorcycle was missing or stolen and it really wasn't? Evidence seized from the Ford 350. Let's get into it. Evidence seized from the Ford F350. So number one, the Ford F350 search warrant. Item seized: a black bag with multiple documents, 2155 Bent Creek Manor, Vista Ray eviction. Okay. The one that Erica King worked on. This whole thing is this is Erica King right here. The Vista Ray eviction. That's it. Wells Fargo letter dated 4/15/22. Affidavit of garnishment on financial institution. So Nesto probably knew before Shirley that she was getting ready to get taxed on her paycheck. Dawn Popolovsky, she was the Vista Ray agent. We went through all of that. It's in members and it's on Patreon. All of those documents from that eviction. Receipts for Precinct 1 autos, count 26. I don't think you can see that. Paper with Melody Scretchen's credit card number, counts 26 through 30. Check from Wade Ford for $2,852 in a black backpack. Hold on. Okay, paper with Melody Scretchen's credit card number. Check from Wade Ford for $2,852 found in the backpack, connected to Gail Bickham, alleged victim. Williams traded in the 1997 Provost vehicle that Bickham allegedly purchased, and Mercedes-Benz GLE registered to Bickham for 2002 Provost vehicle. Bill of sale picture for 2002 Provost vehicle, traded in 1997 vehicle, traded in. So all these documents, he said he doesn't know anything about it. Well, it turns out all these receipts are in his car. Invoice for the G-Wagon, 2002 Provost vehicle, 2008 Freightliner, traded in for Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon at Wade Ford. $2,852 was remaining balance owed to EARNEST for the trade-in, counts 23 and 24. Multiple hotel victims, multiple hotel invoices. Multiple, and then they blacked out the name of the alleged victim at the hotel. Number 6, multiple hotel invoices. Notice for payment from Palmer Dodge dated 12/22/21 for $2774.40 for servicing a 2012 black Dodge Charger. Payment tendered for returned for insufficient funds, count 24 and 25. Deposit account fraud. So receipts, more receipts. Okay. Notice for payment. So he had a notice for payment from Palmer Dodge, and those are attached to the counts deposit account fraud, EW 0371530 and EW 371529. So they found a notice for payment and it's attached to these things that were found in the car. Atlanta Fine Cars buyer contract 2014 Bentley Mulsanne purchased March 2020. A silver and black GTAC computer related to the case. Girl, they just put pornography. Okay. All right. They got the case number, Judge Sandra Witherspoon, Judge Ryan Locke, Judge George. Okay. 3 iPhones, 1 black iPhone on his person, 1 iPhone found in the black bag, 1 gold iPhone found in the truck. Gold iPhone text messages from Ernest Williams download phone between Ernest, Dominique, and between Ernest and okay. iCloud and Instagram searches, Nesto's Elite Security, Nesto's Buckhead Dated, photos of Dominique and so-and-so and photos of Dominique and somebody blacked out at name redacted, I'll say it like that, at the beach in Destin. A scan disk 32 gig drive, okay, keys to multiple vehicles, the G-Wagon, storage unit keys, 2 black dildos. I would be like, look, why did you have to put that in there? Two storage unit keys, 2 black dildos, black masks with zips, and that good old that liquid V, okay? The liquid V, okay? Uh-oh. Not a receipt for the $1,000 for the social media consulting. Someone paid $1,000 for some social media consulting. Girl, a receipt. So the person who said that they paid for social media consulting, guess what? There's a receipt for that. But Nesto told Sonia that she didn't know what they were talking about, but he had a receipt in his bag. Baby. Girl. Okay, so summary of payments, $1,000 social media consulting, Chevy Tahoe, $3,000, payment date 10/6/11/12. I don't know what 13/13 is. I can't even tell you. Payment dates. Okay. Insurance for Tahoe. Oh, the Tahoe. Oh, these are receipts. Oh, summary of payments. Okay. So there had to have been some sort of a document. This is all Melody Scretchen. She paid for the social media. She paid for the deposit for him to get her a Chevy Tahoe, right? She paid him money for insurance. She paid money for a pop-up shop, or Gail Bickham paid for a pop-up shop. Someone paid for a 2% interest in Nesto's security, home repairs. So all of the things that he said, Sonia, if you're listening, boo-boo, everything he told you that he did not have, he had it. And I wonder why Roberto filed that under private, under hidden. He tried to hide the document that's not to be sealed. Is it because Nesto had one too many lies and then Sonia's going to find out that he's been lying to her the whole time? Sonia, you just caught a case and he's been lying to you the whole time. Ponytail. Ponytail. Oh, Ponytail. Oh, Ponytail. Ponytail. He told you he didn't know what any of those things were, but these papers are in his bag. Maybe he told you that he was going to have Roberto file him secret because you created this adversarial relationship with the bloggers when really we don't care. Okay. We don't care like that. You created this situation, so you made it easy. So Nesto's going to make it seem like he's hiding stuff from us, but he's really hiding stuff from you. No, he's hiding stuff from you. He didn't want you to see the document. He probably doesn't really care if we see it. He wanted you to not see it because he's been lying to you the whole time. His lawyer put it on the list of things to suppress. So Nesto had a summary of payments in his bag. In his car, he had some sort of summary. He was keeping some sort of roster. But he said none of these things made any sense. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Subsequent warrants issued based off of the search. Okay. So this is his summary of payments. So he had some sort of summary of payments. Then there was a subsequent warrants based off of the search. Okay. So all of these he wants to have thrown out because he said this is the fruit of the poisonous tree. But guess what? You didn't own the poisonous tree. The tree wasn't poisonous. It's just not yours. You don't have no rights to the tree because guess what? You weren't married to the lady that owns the tree, that paid for the tree, that thought that you pretended that you were married to. Okay. You don't have no rights to the tree. So, okay. All right. So this is what he wants thrown out because he said subsequent warrants based off of the search, theft by deception, financial transaction fraud. He wants 990 Pine Grove Road thrown out. He wants a total of 10 phones, 1 belonging to James Relaford, 3 belonging to Erica King, 1 Samsung phone, one OnePlus phone, 1 TCL phone, 1 rose gold iPhone. Erica Kang had it going on with the phones. 1 silver iPad, 1 MacBook Air, 1 Apple desktop, 1 HP desktop, 1 camo bag with 1 wallet and 3 driver's license and 3 credit cards. I don't know what them people got in that house. I don't know what them people talking about. A checkbook for India Young, 1 Fendi wallet, legal stamps. Oh, legal stamps 2 to 5 found in a closet. Vehicles, 1 Rolls Royce Ghost 2011, 1 Cadillac Escalade, keys for a Honda, keys for another Rolls Royce keys, a box of fake money. What? Y'all, a box of money. K, do you see this? And it says fake money. I'm dead. Yo, I'm dead. I'm dead. Okay. Not that they were trying to pass counterfeit money around Atlanta. Sonia should feel pretty stupid right now. A box of money, in parentheses, fake money. I would, okay, question mark. 4 notebooks. Oh, this is Roberto writing this. Okay. So there was a box of money and he put fake money in so that must be part of the discovery. So I'm sure if they're going to attest that the money is fraudulent, they've tested the money. Okay. 4 notebooks, Georgia license number, name on image Tammy Strong, paper temporary driver license with actual driver license size found in document Tammy Strong interview, copy of Georgia Secretary of State professional licensing report for Tammy Strong issued Georgia registered professional nurse RPN found in document Tammy Strong interview, IRS notification of an employee identification number. Girl, he's over there messing around with EINs. EIN, National Claim Service, Tammy Renee Strong, managing member 92121, found in document Tammy Strong interview, IRS notification of an employer ID number, portfolio receivable partners, Tammy Vigil Strong. Girl. Black Bentley Mulsanne, Georgia license plate issued, registered to Ernest Williams. Let me speed past this address because I don't know what that address is. Well, I guess there's multiple ones here. Okay, so Black Bentley Mulsanne, 20. I'm going to go fast through these. The Harley Davidson, registered to Regina Delaney, registered to Olivia Muzan. Then the Red Pierce. Oh, that's the ambulance. Okay. Nestor's Private Security. Red ambulance searched and found multiple boxes with name Christine Mays, possibly car parts per affidavit. Case report, page 202. Car parts totaling $1,000 mentioned in potentially to be in boxes. Hold on a second. Okay. Associated acts and counts. Number 1, count 15, theft by taking. Try to put that over there so you guys can see. This too much. I'm going back on my sabbatical. Bible lady, we see you, boo-boo. Guys, say hi to Bible lady. Bible lady was on her 2025 reset and she came back on the right day. Okay, Bible lady. Okay. Hey, Bible lady. Bible lady in the house. Okay. Okay. Sassy, thank you. Cece, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody. All the member milestones. Thank you, y'all. Okay. All right, let me get back on this. Okay. Ooh, this is too much. Okay. Associated acts and counts. So these associated acts and counts, Roberto is writing to have, he feels like these are directly tied to the illegal search and seizure. But if you're just now coming in, Will Wooten filed a document basically like at the end of the day, it's not an illegal search and seizure when the vehicle was obtained under fraudulent means. Okay, it's not you can't presume privacy or have the rights and privileges of a vehicle when it was obtained under fraud. And he basically, it's a flabbergabber. Okay, he basically obtained use and rights of that vehicle by fraud, and based on that fraud, you don't get the privileges that people do who actually own things. Okay. Okay. And if you actually owned it when you got a divorce from Shirley, you would have tried to claim it. But since you didn't even file a response and you lame ass showed up and didn't say that anything that you wanted anything, well, guess what? It's not yours. Had he spoke up and said he wanted the F-350, but he couldn't do anything with it anyway, right? Okay, let's keep going. So basically, acts and counts, he's trying to say count 15, theft by taking. They need to throw out 36. They need to show out count 22. They need to throw out act 37, count 23, count 23. Like all of this, count 23, theft by taking, 2002. He's trying to dismiss very integral parts of this case because he's saying all of the evidence to support these acts and these counts are null and void because Mr. Williams says that the search was not legal, but the search was legal because he was illegally using that vehicle and he has no rights and privileges. Okay. All right. So Act 38, count 24, Act 39, count 25, Act 40, Act 41, count 26, Act 42, count 27, Act 43, Act 44, count 28, Act 45, Act 46, count 30, Act 47, count 29. So these are the identity theft. Act 47, count 29. Well, let's go back to Act 45, Scretchen's Visa card, $800. So all of these, you guys are seeing this, okay? All of this he feels like needs to be thrown out because it was a unlawful search, okay? The purpose of the exclusionary rule, okay, just a second. Roberto thought he really ate with this document, didn't he? He thought he ate something up and was going to be trying to stop something, but clearly that's not the case. The purpose of the exclusionary rule is to deter future unlawful police conduct and thereby effectuate the guarantee of the Fourth Amendment against unreasonable search and seizures. unreasonable searches and seizures. When evidence is obtained in violation of the Fourth Amendment, the judicially developed exclusionary rule usually precludes its use in a criminal proceeding against the victim of the illegal search and seizure. The state has failed to adduce evidence in their response to the defense's motion to suppress, as well as through testimony at the hearing, sufficient to establish the the predicates for the application of any exception. Georgia courts generally view the impoundment of illegally parked vehicles as unreasonable unless there is a specific justification for the vehicle to be impounded. If the vehicle is illegally parked and possesses no threat or danger, impoundment violates the Fourth Amendment protection against unreasonable seizures. Because the impoundment of the white Ford F-350 is illegal, all subsequent actions taken by law enforcement officers following day were also unlawful. The Fourth Amendment guarantees the right of the people to be secure in their persons, house, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures. This would all be true if he actually owned the vehicle. If he actually owned the vehicle through a lawful marriage with his wife and enjoyed the benefits of what's hers is mine and what's mine is hers type thing, and he doesn't enjoy those benefits because the marriage was null and void and he obtained it under false circumstances, knowing good and well that his ass was still married to Miss Miller and Miss Halliburton. Okay. The ultimate test of the validity of the police's conduct is whether, under the circumstances then confronting the police, their conduct was reasonable within the meaning of the Fourth Amendment. I mean, at the end of the day, it's over. Furthermore, the state bears the burden of showing that each individual act constitutes the search or seizure under the Fourth Amendment was reasonable. Well, it's not it's unreasonable to be a bigamist, okay? As stated above, Mr. Williams was arrested on warrant EW 0328732 out of Roswell for theft by deception on the day of July 7th, 2022. They don't even need a warrant, okay? Because the fact that he didn't own the vehicle, he wasn't married to Shirley, even though the police did not know that at the time. What they didn't know is that the vehicle was obtained under fraudulent circumstances. So even though they did have what they felt was a proper warrant, they didn't even need a warrant because it's a whole entire fraud circle. For the theft by deception on July 7th, while driving his wife's white Ford F-350, and Roberto took his dumb ass to the proceedings and sat there. And I said it. Roberto took his dumb ass to the proceedings and sat there on Zoom trying to clock all the bloggers who were there. Meanwhile, Shirley's wonderful, beautiful, smart Black female attorney said to the judge, yeah, Mr. Williams, yeah, he's here. He's a bigamist. She dropped all the tea. And Roberto had the nerve to sit there. And also the judge said, you know what? Can you make sure Mr. Williams is here next time? And damn if he was there. Doug was there. Everybody was on the Zoom call. And Roberto tried to put everybody's government name out on the YouTube streets to try to scare people from doing their good citizen journalist jobs. Okay. Afterwards. Okay. Thank you so much, Honduran chick. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you for all the milestones, guys. You guys supporting for all this time. I appreciate it. Okay, where were we? Roswell. Okay. Afterwards, officers illegally impounded the Ford F-350 and had the vehicle towed to Roswell Police Department lot. At no time did any officer memorialize or articulate that they had probable cause to impound or subsequently search the Ford F-350. Even with a complete lack of reasonable suspicion or probable cause, officers still searched the vehicle in violation of Mr. Williams' Fourth Amendment constitutional right. He needs to go ahead with that. Based solely on evidence found because of the illegal search, officers then secured warrants for multiple properties. When those search warrants were executed, officers secured subsequent warrants for items and vehicles discovered. The state never demonstrated officers had enough probable cause to secure each warrant for the above listed residences and locations before they arrested Mr. Williams and searched his vehicle. Furthermore, the state also never presented any evidence that the inevitable discovery doctrine exception nor the independent source doctrine exception applies here. The state's own police report shows officers started reaching out to alleged victims and swearing out other warrants only after the arrest and multiple searches took place. For the inevitable discovery exception to apply, there must be a reasonable probability that the evidence in question would have been discovered by lawful means. And the prosecution must demonstrate that the lawful means which made discovery inevitable were possessed by the police and being actively pursued prior to the occurrence of the illegal conduct. But he didn't own the car, so it doesn't matter. Upon further investigation, he's not even married to the lady that, like, why would Roberto knows, I guess he's trying to go with a presumption that Nesto was married to Shirley, but at the end of the day, he just dropped the receipts that he wasn't married to Shirley. So therefore, none of this matters because she wasn't his wife and the vehicle wasn't registered to him and it was also fraudulently obtained. Okay. The mere fact that the investigator obtained a warrant on the following day is not enough to bring the case within inevitable discovery. The exception involves no speculative elements, but focuses on demonstrated historical facts capable of ready verification or impeachment. Davis versus State. The rule regarding the independent source doctrine exception is clear if the sound lawful search was not prompted by prior unlawful search. Then the independent source doctrine applies. And the state is in the same position it would have been if the unlawful conduct had not occurred. Tatum versus State. But if the second search was prompted by the original unlawful search, then the evidence must be excluded so that the state does not benefit from its unlawful conduct. At the end of the day, all of this sounds good if he was legally married to Shirley, if the car was legally purchased. None of this matters because based on the state, none of this matters. Under such circumstances, the independent doctrine should not and cannot apply. Wherefore, Ernest Williams respectfully prays that this honorable court exclude from evidence any and all evidence purportedly seized in conjunction with the instant illegal and volitive search and seizure, including but not limited to any derivative evidence obtained as a result of the search and listed above. Okay. This is his certificate of service. So that was the document that Roberto did not want us to see. That was the document that you guys were blowing up the YouTube streets, trying to get us to find and figure out that we could not see. He didn't want us to see that because it was basically like a receipt of many different things that, honestly, not our problem, but he didn't want us to know because basically some of this is from the discovery. This is all discovery stuff, right? Anyway, that's the document that we were not able to see. Okay. All right. Next. And we saw some of this because Chronicle Speaks posted a lot of this stuff once upon a time. She did a whole video. She did all the research on this stuff. Okay, so this is the certificate of marriage for Ernest Levette Williams and Edith Wynne Miller. Okay, there's that. That's Exhibit B. So when we just read that document, that was Exhibit A. This is Exhibit B. Okay. This is Exhibit C, where he applied in DeKalb County for marriage with Martha Halliburton. Okay. Signed document, certified, said that he was unencumbered, that he's eligible and able. His mother's name was Brenda Marshall. Okay, Miss Brenda Marshall. Okay. 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 There's the marriage. There is the marriage license. Wait, is this Exhibit C? Wait, hold on. Okay, that's it right there. That's it right there. Okay. Then this is him and Shirley Ann Clark. We had to turn that one around. Okay. Miss Brenda Marshall. Okay. There's that marriage license. I showed it to you guys some months ago. We got it. Okay, let's turn everything back around. This is Exhibit F. And this is under consideration change of the law. This is the divorce. Martha Halliburton was just finally like, look, I'm out of here. Okay. I'm out of here. We're divorced. Let's get this done. 2021. I bet you Shirley did not even know. We've read this one a million times. This was Shirley's. Let's read this just for old time's sake. Okay. This was filed April 17th, 2024. Okay. Nesto, your divorce comes now. Shirley Strawberry, petitioner, and files this, her complaint for divorce and other relief against Ernest L. Williams Jr., respondent, and shows this court as follows. Petitioner is a resident of Fulton County, Georgia, and has been a resident of the state of Georgia for at least 6 months immediately prior to filing this action. Respondent is currently incarcerated in Cobb County, Georgia. Service will be perfected in accordance with Georgia law. Jurisdiction and venue are proper for this court. Petitioner and respondent were lawfully married January 9th, 2015, or so she thought. She didn't know. She thought they were lawfully married. I guess they were lawfully married, but he was not lawfully in a position to be married. The parties separated on March 2022 and have lived in a bona fide state of separation since said time. There are no minor children born to the parties during the parties' marriage. Petitioner is not now pregnant. Petitioner is entitled to a divorce from the respondent on the grounds that the marriage is irretrievably broken, as defined by OCGA 1953. If you want to see our original reaction to this document, baby, it's in the playlist. Okay. Every document is in the playlist. Okay. There being no prospects of reconciliation of the parties and it being the best interest of all parties concerned that the marriage be terminated by divorce. Further, petitioner is entitled to a total divorce, that the divorce is viniculo matrimony in the terms of law from the respondent. Petitioner shows that other grounds for divorce may be present. Petitioner shows that other grounds for divorce may be present in this matter and reserves the right to add additional grounds for divorce as permitted. Her lawyer was very nice to say, don't make me blow up your spot. That's basically her in number 7 saying, don't make me blow up your spot, but I will. Okay. Because there may be other grounds and I'm going to reserve my right to send a supplement if you want to get cute. That's what that says to me. Petitioner requests that the court standing order be issued in this case. Petitioner insists on strict compliance with the order, with said order, and shows that in the event respondent does not comply, petitioner will seek measures to enforce said order. Petition, so don't have Sonia in my bushes. No. Okay. Petitioner resides in Fulton County, Georgia. Petitioner requests the continued exclusive use of and possession of her residence. Petitioner shows that she should be allowed to retain her separate property. The parties have no joint marital assets or debts which are subject to equitable division. Petitioner, let me tell you something. The fact that she says that she didn't buy that car, she didn't register that car, it's like, and the fact that it still has a note on it, I'm sure Will Wooten has gone to whatever bank carries that note and pulled the original contract and probably could get him on some sort of identity theft, fraud, uttering, all of those things for securing a loan under her name, using her name to finance a vehicle and purchase and register it. Okay. Petitioner shows that she should be allowed to retain her separate property. The parties have no joint marital assets, period, or debts which are subject to equitable division. The petitioner shows that each party should be responsible for his or her own debt. Respondent is hereby on notice that Georgia law provides the following: pending final determination by the court of the right of either party to alimony, neither party shall make any substantial change in assets of party estate except in the course of ordinary business affairs and except for bona fide transfer for value. Further, petitioner shows that the law of Georgia provides as follows in regard to the transferring or disposition of property. After a petition for divorce has been filed, no transfer of property by either party except a bona fide transfer of payment of pre-existing debts. After the petition of the divorce has been filed, no transfer of property, aka Ford F-350, by either party except a bona fide transfer in payment of pre-existing debts shall pass title so as to avoid the vesting thereof according to the final verdict of the jury in this case. So basically, also on top of this, you cannot come back and try and get shit from me. And if you do, you're going to have to pay, period. So what's mine is mine and what's yours is yours. We don't have yours, mine, and ours anymore. Ours. There's no more ours. Okay. Petitioner insists that respondent comply with the foregoing statutes in all respects, and respondent is hereby put on notice of not only the law of the state of Georgia, but also the petitioner's intent to insist on full and absolute compliance by the respondent. Wherefore, petitioner demands that process and summons issue as provided by law, the respondent be served with a copy of petitioner's complaint, that she be granted a total divorce from respondent, that is to say, a divorce in vernaculo matrimony as provided by law, that this court standing order issue, the petitioner be allowed to continued exclusive use and possession of the marital residence. And I know some of you might be saying, well, if the marriage was null and void, why do this? She was in relationship with this guy for 10 years and this guy has been scamming and all of this. It was wise and the right thing to do to separate herself, because she would still be somewhat attached to him and in limbo. By severing herself legally, it acknowledges that the marriage happened, even though it wasn't valid and it was null and void, it still happened. So because it happened, she's legally filing the papers to separate it. But at the end of the day, the marriage really wasn't real. But because they lived in a marital state, you know what I mean? They lived as such. This separates her, but also ultimately the bigamy, if he's found guilty of bigamy or that they have certified that, yes, this was a bigamous marriage, really and truly, it doesn't you know what I mean? It was null and void. It was a fraud, put it that way, right? So that's why you don't just you can't just like annul that. Like this, it's better to go this route. The petitioner be allowed to retain her separate property, that each property should be responsible for his or her own individual debt, and that she have such other equitable aid. So at the end of the day, even though he did it fraudulently and without her knowledge, she has assumed the debt. It was in her name. She wants to take it. Shirley probably she's had to work a long time to get her credit back on track. And at the end of the day, she's taking it. So it's her car. It's her car and it's not his, and he has no rights to it, and it was obtained fraudulently. So you trying to say that it's violating your Fourth Amendment is null and void because it wasn't your vehicle and you weren't married to her anyway. You were frauding her the whole entire time. So you can't get the benefits and the privilege of marriage in a fraudulent marriage. And that's it. That's all, right? Okay. And then that's the divorce and et cetera, from Regina. And then they filed this paper basically that the divorce, the final judgment and decree on September 30th. We all heard about it. We all saw about it, all of the things. This matter came before the court. The final hearing, September 25th, 2024. Petitioner Shirley Strawberry was represented by counsel. Respondent Ernest L. Williams appeared pro se via Zoom from Cobb County Jail. Girl, this is so embarrassing. The respondent, Ernest L. Williams Jr., appeared pro se via Zoom from Cobb County Jail, live from Cobb County Jail, okay? After reviewing the file and considering the same, the court finds as follows. The parties were married on January 9th. Even though it wasn't legal and it was bigamous, they were married on January 9th, 2015. He totally broke the law, okay? Petitioner filed her complaint for divorce and other relief on April 17th, 2024. Respondent has been incarcerated since approximately 2021, which that wasn't correct. Respondent was served by Cobb County Sheriff's Office June 4th, 2024. Respondent failed to file an answer or otherwise respond to petitioner's complaint. He didn't say a word. Keisha Ray, thank you. Thank you. 5 more friends got gifted, guys. 5 more friends. If you just got gifted, drop your bingos in the chat. Okay, South Florida lady, GA like to comment. Chandra, the fly to fit chick, Wonder Woman, and Let Go and Dreaming. Okay, all got gifted. So thank you. I appreciate you. Respondent failed to file an answer and otherwise respond to the petitioner's complaint. Parties separated on or about March 20, 2022 and have lived in a bona fide state of separation. There are no minor children to the parties during this marriage. Petitioner is not now pregnant. Petitioner has sole and exclusive use and possession of, let's see. Okay. All right. Under consideration of the case upon evidence submitted as provided by law, it is the judgment of the court that a total divorce be granted. That is to say, the divorce in vernacular matrimony, the parties to the above stated case upon legal principles, and is considered, ordered, and decreed by the court that the marriage contract heretofore entered into between the parties to the case from and after this date be and set aside and dissolved as fully and effectually as if no such contract had ever been made or entered into. Petitioner and respondent in the future shall be held and considered separate and distinct persons, altogether unconnected by any nuptial union or civil contract whatsoever, and both shall have the right to remarry. Alimony, neither party shall pay alimony. Thank you so much, sis. Lin, thank you. The parties do not jointly own any real property. Each party shall be responsible for any and all expenses associated with his or her residence, including but not limited to mortgage payments, taxes, insurance, utilities, and alike. Petitioner shall be entitled to exclusive ownership of any personal property. Petitioner shall be entitled to exclusive ownership of any personal property titled in her name. Do we see that? Do we hear that? Okay. Parties do not jointly own any real property. Each party shall be responsible for any and all expenses associated with his or her residences, including but not limited to mortgage, taxes, utilities. Okay. Petitioner shall be entitled to exclusive ownership to any property titled in her name or in her possession. Respondent shall be entitled to exclusive ownership to any personal property titled in his name or his possession. Each party shall be responsible for repayment of his or her own debt. Each party shall hold harmless and indemnify the other party for any collections effort related to debts assumed under this decree. Division of assets, each party shall retain his or her own bank accounts, retirement accounts, vehicles. Okay. Each party shall retain his or her own vehicles and any and all property in his or her possession, if any. If any. It's the if any for me. Each party shall be solely responsible for paying his or her own medical coverage, medical insurance coverage, medical bills, including deductibles, non-covered services of any type, and shall pay his or her own premiums. Petitioner is awarded sole exclusive use and possession of the vehicles currently in her possession. It's this one right here. Petitioner is awarded the sole exclusive use and possession of the vehicles currently in her possession. Petitioner shall be responsible for any and all costs associated with the vehicle, including but not limited to any indebtedness, insurance, maintenance, taxes, and alike. Respondent is awarded sole and exclusive and possession of the vehicles currently in his possession, which is none, if any. It's the if any for me. Respondent shall be responsible for any and all costs associated with the vehicle, including but not limited to indebtedness, insurance, maintenance, tax, yada, yada. Federal taxes, you see it, you see it, you see it. Okay. And then on this date, what's the date? Okay. And that was served. They served that. Okay. Girl, this is the last page. And this was signed by Fonnie T. Everyone can get it in Fulton County, Georgia. Willis and John, won't he do it? Will Wooten, okay? From Fulton County District Attorney's Office on a Friday at 5 o'clock for our pleasure and for Bible Lady's successful completion of her 20 reset and for Aquarius season. And Bougie Gang. And that's it. Okay. We did it, guys. We did it. 50 pages. Oh my God. Woo. Y'all, 2.5 hours. I only went through one bottle of water. Wow. Whew. Okay. Okay, guys. You guys are amazing. Awesome. Let me drop this real quick. You guys, we got to limit to like if anyone decides they want to call in. Facebook, it's dropping for you guys. It's dropping for everybody. Hit the link. Let me know if you got something. If you have a question or comment, let's talk about it. I got some minutes. I got some time. Y'all, you guys, I cannot even. Lovejoy, thank you. Lynn, Keisha, Lady Gemini, Honduran Chick, Pavlova. Thank you so much. All of the member milestones. You guys are awesome. Attitude and Tylenol, Bible Lady, Sassy, CC, 901. I feel like I read most of these, but I'm sure there's some I missed. So don't feel away because everything matters. All of your comments, everybody who's here, I appreciate all of you guys. I just dropped the call in. If anyone has anything they want to say about this, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's you guys. You guys did that. So that's really you guys. If you know what I'm saying, any one person who hit that subscribe button, I appreciate it. It's wonderful to have like 20,000 friends to come through. So that's how it feels. It feels like 20,000 friends, but it doesn't happen without you guys. Hi, Glorious.
Hey, I just real quick, and then I'm going to drop back down. I just wanted to say, yeah, thank you. That was great reading. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
I heard a lot of it some of it earlier. Because Dennis went, but I didn't listen there. I just want to say that I think Shirley is really well. I know she's one of the witnesses, but I think she's really talking. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, I
That's all I
agree.
wanted to say. Yeah.
Thank you, Glorious.
All right.
I agree with you 100%. I mean, I think she has to because unfortunately, I think he dragged her name into a lot and her name was probably used a lot. And she has to make a very obvious separation to keep her good name. You know what I mean? She got to do he basically dragged her in and now she's doing what she has to do to separate herself. So I don't blame her at all.
Yeah, not
That's
at
the right
all.
thing to do. Yeah.
I'm glad, and I'm thankful that she has her voice. But another thing, when you read some of the paperwork that was in the car, that is so ironic that that it is so ironic that what they tried to hide, end up getting revealed. And I am flabbergasted at some of the things that were in there. I'm flabbergasted. I really, really am.
I almost feel like, do you think that he filed it hidden because he wanted to keep it from Sonia seeing it? And let's say Sylvia, because they would have read it and Sonia would have known he's been lying to her because some of the things that they found in the vehicle as evidence, I mean, how would they have how your attorney is itemizing things that the prosecution says that they have. So they're acknowledging that that evidence does exist, but to Sonia, he has been maintaining his innocence about even knowing about these things. So now you would have to, so basically admitting that those pieces of evidence exist also kind of lends to like it exists. Like
Yes.
not only did it exist, but it's in your possession, right?
Yes.
So you had it and it was clocked in, it was inventoried by the city by of Roswell and it was added to the discovery of Fulton County. So you can't say it didn't happen anymore because those receipts actually exist.
Yep.
So I'm sure he didn't want us reading it, but to Sonia, it made more sense to kind of make it like, well, we'll make sure the bloggers don't get it. But really and truly, I think it was to protect Nesto and his one relationship that he has because he's been lying to her the whole time.
Mm-hmm. And yeah,
Those receipts are in your bag, sir.
and especially at the level of his awareness too. He's been lying, in my opinion, to her.
Right.
The level of his awareness and some of the things that the alleged fake money. Oh my gosh,
Girl, a box of money.
oh my gosh. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say.
Isn't that a mess?
I,
And Roberto put it as box of money and then parentheses fake money, but if it was put on the discovery list as counterfeit money, they're not going to put fake money. They'll put counterfeit, I would assume, right? Um, you don't think they validated whether the money was fake or not? Why would they? Yeah. I mean,
Exactly.
that's not a victimless crime, because when that money gets into the into the workings of the city, when that money starts to circulate, that's not a victimless
Right.
crime. That's
Well, and
something that
that
you
is
or I
not.
go to the grocery store and we
It's
get
definitely
fake
not
money.
civil.
That
That's
No, it's
felony.
not civil, it's a felony. But when people start passing that money around, that causes a lot of drama and pain to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Usually people who don't have the money to lose, because when you
Right.
get a fake bill, you've lost your money.
That's it.
So just another
That's.
scam. Mm.
I can't even believe this. I really can't believe it. I really can't. I need to think about this. I need to think about this one
We'll
because
read it again. We'll read the document again. Like, we'll go through it with a fine tooth comb. Like today it was just exciting because it was like, oh my God, this is so juicy. But we'll go through it again. We'll read it one more time. Not tonight, but we'll read it again. Glorious, you there?
I must be gone. I'm gone.
No, you're here. I hear you.
Okay. No, I'm gonna drop down. Only thing I just want to leave you with this. You can't unread fake money. So it's
No,
I just don't know
no,
what to say. Okay.
no.
Let somebody else talk about it because I don't know what to say about this one. I'm a loss,
Okay.
and it's something when I'm at a loss for words. Okay. Bye.
Okay. Take care. Have a great weekend, hon.
You too. Bye
Okay.
bye.
All right. Bye bye. Guys, okay. It was the fake. We'll have to read it again. We'll read it again like tomorrow. Like just the Will Wooten document. Um for the TT out of it. I mean, it's just a lot. It's a lot, right? Um mm. Well, all you have to do is go throw look, all you have to do is, maybe this is what I imagine, because I don't know how these plots work, but I'm just gonna say it just takes common sense. Like, let's just say you want to circulate some money. You're gonna go someplace where like a strip club. If you go throw some fake money at a strip club, right? All of a sudden you got 50 dancers in a nightclub. Everybody's got fake money circulating, right? And you get services at the club for it, right? You can go to, and who worked at a strip club? Okay. Who met somebody at the girl, don't get me to thinking. Who met somebody at the truck stop who was working at a strip club? Okay. Anyway, we're gonna swerve off that. But it's easy to go to a truck stop, a gas station, maybe he knew people. He's driving a Rolls Royce. The girls at the gas stationas see some guy pull up in a Rolls Royce and he pulls out some money. You know what I'm saying? Come on. I'm just I don't know. Where else could they be spending money? I don't know, but they could be washing it through a club, anything, anywhere where a lot of cash resides. Because if we know anything right now in 2025, we use a lot of digital money, but things like grocery stores, gas stations, places where money is exchanged a lot, even people who deal with check cashing places, people who deal in a lot of cash, the unbanked, so people who are maybe susceptible to additional scams. Hold on a second, guys. You think so? I don't know. I mean, we don't know that. It's possible, but they didn't say suitcase of money. They said a box of fake money. I don't know. Shirley doesn't seem like the type of person who would be But I could be wrong. We don't know what Shirley is jazzed by. You know what I mean? Like what gets Shirley popping, what she would think is interesting. Thank you so much, Granny the Great, for future documents. Thank you guys for the 20K. Thank you guys, all of you who have hit the subscribe. That's all you. So I appreciate all of you doing that. Um, I can't even put it into words. When I picked up Farah today from school, I said, Farah, I just need like 40 more subscribers and I'll be at 20K. I just can't believe it. I was so excited. And I was like, well, maybe it'll happen this weekend. I don't know. And then it happened. You guys are so awesome. Um, it's just a milestone. Does it change anything? No, because I'm still going to come and do what I do on a regular basis. But it's a milestone. It's a lot of hard work. It's also a lot of love and acknowledgement from you guys. Because I know for some of you, some people don't care. They just subscribe to whatever. But I know for some people out here, y'all take that subscribe button very seriously. Okay. And it's not, you know, like y'all, some of y'all really make a decision. I've had people tell me, you know, I've been around here for 6 months. I finally just hit the subscribe. They'll watch for a long time and never. So the fact that 20,000 of you, because there's more in the bushes that don't ever hit subscribe, and that's okay. You guys come and watch, and that's cool too, because that's how that money gets calculated. But as far as the milestone of the people who opt in, I thank you very much. Okay. Is Joey in the house? If Joey is in the house, Joey, Bougie Gang is calling for you. Okay. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe he'll call on tomorrow. Oh, on this document, it would. It would. 20K Friday. Okay. Girl, it's the Dominique. We're going to have to, I want to go through that with my highlighter tonight and highlight some things. Um, I did see a couple of things that I sped past because, but I saw a reference to a name that you know what I mean? Like, um, but yes, it was the pitch. It's the Dominique and someone at the beach in Destin. Okay. Someone who says he doesn't know somebody. Now, was it the victim that they blacked out? Was it who was at the beach? At the green waters, okay? Dominique and somebody at the green waters. Baby, we're going to have to look through that again. Like reading it tonight was juicy and everything, but we'll go through it again, like really go through it just to see like and this is exactly what Tight Suit Roberto did not want. And at the end of the day, it's just another nail in the coffin of Fulton County is not playing with you, so stop playing. Like period. They said we're not using anything from that, but you wanted to continue to push the envelope. Forget about the illegal search and seizure. Sir didn't even own the vehicle. Like, stop playing. He didn't own the vehicle. He doesn't get the privileges of somebody who owns the vehicle, and he can't claim it through marriage because guess what? The marriage was a fraud. So don't come to us with it was his wife's vehicle and they shared property. That's not the case. And then on top of that, she says that it was obtained without her knowledge. Okay. I mean, it's like, oh, okay. But yeah, no. And then on top of that, no, the marriage wasn't even valid. And then on top of that, guess what? The purchasing of the vehicle. Like, do I need to go the the lien holder and get the original contract and get him for another charge? Because if she says she didn't know anything about it, then it would stand to reason that someone identity thefted Shirley when he purchased the car. So either he used her information and they fraudulently allowed him to use his wife's information to purchase the vehicle, or he went in there with another female and they used her information. However he did it, Shirley says that it was not obtained with her knowledge. So how else would they have purchased a car? How else would there be a lien? How else would there be a car note in her name? And then you're sitting up there and I wonder what the whole thing about was, the Craig Lewis thing and what they're trying to get from Sonia. I think that they have identified another scam. I think maybe they might feel like the legal fees was trying to perpetuate another scam on Shirley. I wouldn't be surprised. Sonia done got herself interwoven in and made herself an accomplice in him further trying to scam Shirley. And because this is a bigamist situation, because he is a complete fraud, this is probably, they might be trying to get him on another scam against Shirley. And that now Sonia is involved in because she was sitting up there trying to help him basically scam through legal fees. Whether they were going to try to get money from Crail or not, it was the prepaying of the legal fees and trying to pay up a legal retainer because he wasn't planning to be with Shirley anymore. And he was going to have all of his legal paid for. He wanted to get all of his legal paid up, and it's giving scam. And it's possible that that could be another charge that they're looking at for Sonia. Like, you participated in him trying to scam his wife on that last scam for his bond and for his legal fees, because he planned to leave her the whole time. But at the end of the day, this was a bigamous situation, and he played on her heartstrings. He played on her loyalty. He played on her relationship with his kids, and he was clearly living a double life. Oh, they're going to play the phone calls in the court. Like, if they bring in a Sonia component to this crime, they're going to play those phone calls and it's going to be quite embarrassing, but he's going to have himself dragged. It's going to be a drag. It's going to be a whole drag fest. Absolutely. I think they're just trying to get a prolific manipulator off the streets. You know what I mean? Whether he's looking out for Shirley or the other females that he has victimized, I think they just want to get him put away and have him stop with his shenanigans before somebody really gets hurt. Okay, y'all, we've been at it for almost 3 hours. This was so much fun, and I appreciate y'all so much. And I thank everybody who subscribed from day one to today, January 24th, 25, from 124, 25. I appreciate y'all. He's dangerous. Also, people get mad. You know what I mean? People get mad. And you don't want someone getting mad or something else happens, because any of these women that he has frauded could have brothers, cousins, uncles, and then it's another problem. You know what I mean? You just never know. Oh, this was epic. This was so much fun. All that reading, I was nervous. I was like, "Oh my god." But we did it. We did it. We made it through. But we'll go through it again. I'm going to read through it again tonight and just highlight some things. That evidence list we need to go through again. We need to really like talk it out. But I get the argument for sure. But the Roberto document, all of those things, yeah, we're gonna go through that again. Rest assured, we're gonna play with that all weekend. Okay. Okay, you guys. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much. Um, I feel like I clicked on almost everybody's gifts and milestones and supers and everything. Let me just check my thank you. I'm gonna say initial TV. Well, you know who you are. I'm getting ready to send you a manicure hands. Thank you for my Cash App. Thank you so much. I'm gonna send you some love right now. You know who you are. Thank you for sending me a Cash App. I appreciate it, hun. And all of the people who got memberships. I mean, there were so many. Um, 77 new friends tonight. You guys are amazing. Thank you guys for everything. I can't even begin to thank you enough for everything tonight. You guys gifted me beyond measure, and I thank you so much. Trying to click on everybody's gift. Like, share, and describe. Okay. All of my boo things. Okay. Do any of the wives have insurance? I wonder. I don't, you know what? Probably not. If they have insurance policies, I don't think Nesto's names were on them, but you never know who might have an insurance policy on Nesto. Um, but if they do, that's their property, right? Um, thank you, Shay. Wait 1 second. I hope I got a chance to click on like everybody's gift. I couldn't click on enough comments while I was reading. Leandra, thank you. Thank you again, Queen Brielle. Thank you for gifting me so much. I appreciate all of that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Carmel Beauty, thank you for supporting. Lady Yvette, thank you. Top of the Boot, thank you. Southside Queen, thank you. Listening and giggling. That's what I do too in the bushes. I am Shy D. Thank you. Illegal Paralegal. D Bougie. Thank you, boo. Lisa Queen Cooks. I'm Shy D. Ms. Lady. KK Scorpio. Shelly C. Petty Patty. Granny. Thank you so much. Soap opera fan. You know, this makes the pocket watchers mad. And you know this. Leandra, Renee, JMM. Black Sky. Thank you. Giggles and Gaggy. Is that right? Is that right? Giggles and Gaggy? Okie dokie. Thank you again, hun. Magenta Spirit. Just Peeking. Miss Warrior. Tony. Thank you, boo. Thank you, thank you, thank you always. Bonding out since 2022. Mm-mm-mm. Magenta Spirit, thank you. Analytical One. Miss Robin Red, thank you, new member. I appreciate you. Nosy K, thank you for all you do. We love the entertainment. Thank you, thank you, thank you. D-Dub, Butterfly, you know your own worth. Absolutely. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Congratulations, you deserve it. Tyler Jones, Lady Yvette, CW, Kimmy, Miss MJ, thank you, hun. 901, CC, Sassy, Bible Lady is back. Attitude and Tylenol, Shebe, Pavlova, Honduran Chick. Honey, say that. Lovejoy, Linlin, Keisha Ray. Thank you for the gifts, hun. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Violet Girl, Secret Be Sweet, Minding My Business. Violet Girl. Is it Gael? Is it G y'all? Is it Guy y'all or G y'all? Is it Alicia Philly girl? Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, everybody. Bougie Gang, you guys are awesome. We have over 1,000 likes before the live even ends. That is major. Okay. Thank you. Okay, guys, I'm gonna let y'all go. Have a wonderful evening. I'm gonna go spend some time with my family. It's only 9:30, so it's still kind of early. I will see you guys tomorrow. You guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you very much. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll go over this again. We'll talk about it nice and slow tomorrow. Okay. We'll dedicate some time to like really going through this. Okay. See you later. Take care, guys. Wait, let's do this first.
You can sleep. Side hand, I'll be that too. Because chicks are young and this chick is old. So I'll be the side hand. Thank you, Reggie, for correcting her. I will be the side chick. The mistress, the side chick, the hand. It's whatever. I mean, name calling is what y'all do. That's
Okay then. Okay then.
What's that mean? In 2 weeks I get some?
I don't know nothing about that. I mean, I'm on record line, so I don't know what you're saying. Sorry. I can't even get to that far. Nothing about that. I mean, I'm on record line, so I don't know what you're saying. Sorry. I can't even get to that far. Yeah. Sorry. Yep. So anyway.
Wow.
I got you. I feel you on that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. What kind of shirt you got on now? What is it?
Goodbye.
But me, I just dogged out all the way around. Nastiness, though. I'm telling folks, man, I ain't dead, man, with these folks, man. Hold on, no.
What's your name, Miss Silver? What's your name, Miss Silver? You know what? You know what?
What?
It's funny that you said that. You just brought back some memories. So when you said that, when I told you, I think on a couple phone calls back. Remember I told you, I said, you know what they call you right here? Yeah, you said what? And I said they call you nasty nestos, right? However I said it. So
Yeah.
they don't took my voice.
I can speak to that. As to 23 CP 215407 at our last hearing, the state did move to null process or to decline that particular case. We will just revive that case in an indictment.
What's your name, Miss Silver?
They call me Nasty Nesto or some
What's your name, Miss Silver?
They call me Nasty Nesto or some shit I ain't do. You know what I'm saying?
You know what?